and welcome to Regenesys Talk with Jeremy Maggs. And today, Patience Nyoni, who's the academic head at Regenesys Education. Let me give you a little bit of background before we start the conversation, a background in academic leadership and quality assurance. And she is responsible, and boy, this is a big job, for ensuring that Regenesys programs remain innovative and also globally benchmarked. And I guess, let me add to that, they've got to be deeply student-centered. And her work, as we are about to hear, reflects a commitment to inclusive learning environments and to equipping graduates with both the technical skills, but perhaps more importantly these days, the emotional intelligence they need to thrive in an increasingly complex and, I guess, competitive world. So, Patience, a very warm welcome to you. Before we talk about quality and innovation, which is firmly in your wheelhouse, maybe just a little bit about yourself. Who are you and your passage into Regenesys?
Thank you very much, Jeremy. My name is Patience Nyoni, and I have been with Regenesys for 10 years now. I hold a master's in business management. I'm also a chartered marketer from the Chartered Institute of Marketing. I am actually currently pursuing my doctorate in business administration with Regenesys. That's my academic journey. And then from a professional perspective, like I indicated, I'm 10 years with Regenesys. I started from the student support service. I'm somebody who is very passionate about students. So that was my entry point, as much as I had experience in academia. But when I was joining Regenesys, the entry point was the customer service or the student support. And then from there, I now moved into academia because I already had qualifications and experience. And I became the academic head for the undergraduate, whereby I was looking after all the undergraduate programs. It has been a fulfilling journey. The role entailed looking after all the students, academic quality, facilitation, management of academics, and just making sure all the nitty-gritties from the academia's perspective are in place. It also entailed making sure that all the programs are aligned to all the quality assurance from the Council on Higher Education, which is very, very important for us to continue as an institution, and also with accreditation of our programs.
I'm astonished because you still find time to pursue the doctorate as well. Don't know how many hours you have in the day. Patience, as academic head, you're also overseeing quality and innovation, as you've just referenced, across programs. How difficult has it become to balance global best practice with the unique needs of students in South Africa and Africa?
Thank you very much, Jeremy. I think I didn't also add a new development to my career with Regenesys. You'd find that from August last month, I'm now the Chief Academic Officer for the academics. So what does that mean for me and for the institution? I actually have an overall arching role in looking after academics, all the different heads of schools that we have here at Regenesys. So a lot of quality is very, very important. And we are currently undertaking a journey from our postgraduate faculty, whereby we are also looking at interweaving the sustainable development goals into our curricula, which is very important because we are also pursuing international accreditations like the African Association Business School. That is very important for us. That's an exciting journey that we are undertaking, and it really is compelling us to make sure that the global benchmarking is there. We also focus on making sure that we are not just going to produce another graduate, but they are differentiated. In what way? Our curriculum, our assessments, how we are assessing them, the different academic activities that we are also exposing them to. For example, research at postgrad level, even also how we are assessing them, even research. You'd find that for some programs, they are actually doing a research-based assessment as opposed to the traditional write-up. So quality is our priority. And quality for us is not just for one department. It's actually for everyone. And what also strengthens our quality, we work with our Quality Assurance Department, which is actually headed by Dr. Louis, who is actually experienced in that department. So all our processes, we benchmark them with other institutions. They are also governed by our quality assurance framework, which is in place, which is being engineered by our QA office.
Patience, let me take you back to the Sustainable Development Goals, which is interesting. I understand the weaving of those goals into curricula because that gives you the international benchmarking potential. But beyond that, why is that important and how does it manifest?
So that is very important for us because we also understand what we stand for as an institution, our values and our purpose as an institution. And I think, as you understand, that everything that we do is anchored on emotional and spiritual intelligences. And we are also looking at contributing to the economy from a social obligation perspective, from an economic obligations perspective. And we really want to make sure that our future graduates are able to navigate in the global environment. We don't want to be stuck with graduates here in South Africa, but should any of our graduates want to pursue their studies, maybe let's say at Harvard, they should be able to fit. So we don't want a misfit. So that's why it's very important for us to be benchmarking at national level and also at global level. Some of the practices happening in the global arena, they are actually strengthening our inward looking when we are looking at our quality. So we don't want to be left behind. We are aspiring actually to be the best business school. So as such, a global outlook is very important for us. And we also have graduate attributes that we focus on as we are developing our graduates. For example, critical thinking, diversity. One of them is global outlook, which I think is aligned to what we are talking about. We are not just having an inward looking. That can actually make us to miss a lot of what is happening out there. So through the global outlook, we're having an inward looking as well as an outward looking.
I'm very interested in the EQ approach that you speak about, this emphasis on holistic education.
Yes.
What does it mean in practical terms for students entering a very competitive job market?
Thank you very much, Jeremy. So having emotional intelligence and spiritual intelligence for us is very important. It's one of the competitive advantage that our graduates are having. So you'd find that leadership and management has moved beyond the traditional leadership styles, and leaders or managers with emotional and spiritual intelligence, they're able to balance not just the theoretical aspect, but also to navigate in the complex working environment. They're able to be adaptable. They are able also to be critical thinkers and project into the future. And also networking and creation of relationships, which is very important nowadays, in the work environment.
Before we started rolling the cameras on this interview, we were talking about the difference between online education and contact education.
Yes.
And I was very old-fashioned saying that I think contact education is really important. But having said that, I also absolutely acknowledge that technology is reshaping education. How are you integrating digital tools and platforms, which are critical, as I've just said, without losing that human connection? It's a fine balance, isn't it?
No, that's very true. So you'd find that as an institution, we are really advocating for technology, and we don't want to be left behind. Like I indicated, our aspiration is to be a global leader in the business space, as a business school or as an institution. So it means we also need to be always abreast with technology. For example, we're already having conversations around how can we interweave artificial intelligence in our learning. You'd find that every Wednesday, we have trainings for our faculty, for our academics, so that we teach them how to use technology effectively in the classroom. Technology is a powerful tool, or especially these different AI tools. They are very powerful teaching and learning tools that can help to enhance the learner's experience. So experiential learning is very important for us, and we are leveraging on technology. Technology is also helping us to be very innovative in terms of assessments. Like I indicated, rather than the traditional way of assessing learners, are they really learning from the traditional way? So as Regenesys, we are saying that is not the only way that they can learn. We don't want them to be just regurgitating information. So through technology, a lot of different other activities are being done. For example, a portfolio of evidence, presentations. So we are really taking advantage of technology to enhance learning experience, and also to
point is taken, absolutely.
Yes.
But the human connection is still important, isn't
Okay,
it?
yes.
And that is an emphasis.
Yes.
Regenesys puts an emphasis on that too.
Yes. No, the human connection is also very important for us, and we are very conscious of that. So for us as an institution, we are not taking technology as a threat. Rather, it's actually there to collaborate with us. So you'd find that the human aspect and technology, they are actually complementing each other. For example, the contact class that we were talking about, we, as much as we're going to be using a lot of technology, but the human face is there. The human touch is there. Even online, we try by all means to connect with our students. So that human touch, as much as we are advancing technology, the human touch is still very, very important. So we are striking a balance.
Which leads me on to my penultimate question. When you look at the graduates of Regenesys, and often those would be people that you have walked a path with, what qualities make you most proud?
For me, really, leaders that are very ethical. That's one of our strongest value.
It's a real pillar, isn't it?
Yes, it's one of our pillars to produce ethical leaders. So for me, at the end of the day, if we manage to have ethical leaders, we have achieved one of our values, which is very important. We are in a space whereby corruption is really one of the top things happening, or crimes happening, and we are not proud of that as a nation. So we are also trying to contribute towards conscious leaders that are ethical, leaders that are critical thinkers, leaders that are adaptable and are able to really, use technology in their decision making, and also issues of data analytics. So like I indicated, we also have graduate attributes. So these graduate attributes are also a framework that is already defining the type of graduate that want to launch into the labor market. So how do we do that? Throughout the learning journey, we ensure that in our curricula, we are interweaving how these graduate attributes should be learned and acquired. And at the end of the day, we run an impact assessment whereby we assess the impact of these graduate attributes.
Part of your busy schedule, and this is a last question to you, part of that busy schedule is also looking to the future. Because an organization, particularly an academic institution that's not looking forwards, is going to die. So what's your vision for Regenesys and how it can continue contributing more meaningfully to transformative higher education on the continent?
So forward-looking is to continue expanding. One of our desires as Regenesys is to make sure that there is access to our education. So we actually have also frameworks or funding frameworks in place to help learners to have access. So expansion into the global space, that's one of our aspirations. So already we have expanded in some African countries, but we believe there's still room for us to penetrate other markets. And also from a curricula designing and redesigning, we're actually undertaking that process whereby some of our qualifications, we are looking at them holistically and checking, are they really industry fit? Are we still servicing the industry, and we also get insights from the industry to redesign our curricula, making sure that our new qualifications that we are proposing, they're industry fit, and that's what the market is looking for. So we don't want to just have another qualification. It must be contributing and coming on board as a solution to some of the challenges that we are currently having.
Those are important and noble sentiments, and thank you very much indeed. Patience Nyoni, Academic Head at Regenesys Education. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jeremy. I really appreciate your time too.